Test, 1, 2, 3, 4. WCBN Channel 12. We're getting ready here for the monthly Tennesseeridge meeting. There's a little city manager and Seth. They're talking about the new city building there temporarily. They're getting some things straightened here. Stoney Odom just came in. And there's the city lawyer. So, to be started, we're WCBN Channel 12. We're sponsored by Ace Hardware there at Tennesseeridge. Signature Healthcare over there. They're in the large community over here in Tennessee. Houston County Drug Alliance. Trying to keep your children off drugs daily. And Traditions First Bank. If it's financial, you need to go see them. Houston County's only hometown bank. My name is Mike Davis. Like I said, this is WCBN Channel 12.
I'll make a motion to accept last month's minutes.
We have a motion and a second.
Right.
Yeah.
All in favor say aye.
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 Oh, yeah.
Okay. First thing on the agenda tonight is the City Hall and the safe room.
So we'll turn it over to Seth. If y'all will look, that's kind of the schedule. We left out a little step. We forgot to send rural development a copy of the plans. So that's going to throw us about a month behind.
I'm sorry. Can I interrupt for a second?
That's
Sorry, I just because it's not on the minutes or thing. We need to swear in Rebecca before she comes.
Oh, okay.
Hold that thought.
Hold that thought.
No, just stand up where you're. You can. I would make a change here by swear or affirm that I have all the qualifications and the charter of the city of Tennesseeridge, the office of commissioner for which I am about to assume. That I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state, and the charter and the ordinances of the city of Tennesseeridge, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office to the best of my law and my ability. So help me God.
That's right.
2 to 4.
2 to 4, right. Okay.
As I'm saying, Seth has come up with a timeline to where we're at on actually being able to let this out for bid, and I'll turn it over to him. He's been in contact with Rural Development, FEMA, and ECD.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, Mayor and Board, I think this is a realistic date we're looking at now, and I apologize if I overestimated how quickly we could bid this. I think I've been indicating to you that, we would be in a bidding stage by now on this project, and we're not. So I just wanted to kind of give you an updated schedule of where I think we are. I spoke with Lola Maritita with USDA. I spoke with her last week to try to run some of my tentative dates by her, and she said we need to allow a little bit more time for their full review. They've seen our plans as we had them designed in the first place, where we had a standalone city hall building without the safe room, and they've seen what we propose to add to that, but now they have to see the combined design, and they have to go through that. So, they're looking at around a month, what they said they need to allow to look those over. So, if they have any comments, we'll need to make changes according to, or address those issues. So I've added some extra time in there for that. So I think by September 17th, I should be able to advertise, put this thing out and advertise it, and then a month from there, approximately October 15th, we should be able to bid the project. We'll allow a month for the bidders to examine the plan. And at this point, I don't think it's a need in trying to fast track, it out in 2 or 3 weeks when, it's taken all this time to do that. So, we're getting on into the fall and the winter during construction of this, so we're gonna have to kind of watch the weather. After we do get a contractor, we're gonna have to kind of watch before we start him up and make sure we're in some decent weather
Right.
to get going with it. So, but anyway, October 15th is what I'm shooting for on a bid opening date. And I've got, just to let you all know, I do have copies of the plans. Column 90% done. We're it's really a formality that I'm just going to, make sure that there's not any changes that you all want with those, and we're ready to basically send those things to USDA at this point. So if anybody'd like to see those this evening, feel free to get with me. I do have to go to another meeting. I can leave a set with Kenneth and if y'all need to check those out. Or if you,
They're just like the last time.
that's right. They just got more detail. They're the same footprint as what I've displayed here in front of you. It's just now we've gotten the detail to go along with it. So if anybody, and too, I'll have them in my office. If there's anybody who wants to come by, this week at all, feel free to give me a call, and I'll try to have them.
And you're gonna try to get them to Lola this week?
I'd really like to tomorrow make my final revisions, and that would be best if I could make my final revisions tomorrow and send those to her by about Wednesday.
Okay.
That would get the process, ensure that we don't have any delays.
Right.
So you need approval from the council tonight?
I need approval to send those on to her, to USDA for their approval, and then, and obviously and really approval that y'all are comfortable with this tentative schedule here.
Yeah, we're still ahead of her Lola schedule that the state wanted.
Yeah,
so
we're all very on track with
Okay.
that.
Well, if they need a month, it'll probably be more like 6 weeks before they get through it.
Yeah.
If we open bids on October 15th, after that, how long would it be before things could start over on, we got another month or a couple weeks?
No, you're talking at least a month, but I would think, before, we're going to have to process, we're going to have to get signed contracts at that point. We'll have to, have it reviewed by the city, contractor review it, sign it, and then he'll have to go through we can probably issue him a notice of proceeding in about a month. He'll have to go through a submittal process where he's submitting like shop drawings and, getting his materials and stuff like that approved. So yeah, you're looking at least a month before you actually would see any, probably a month to 6 weeks before you'd see any work being done on the site.
So Thanksgiving at the earliest would
Right.
be probably.
Yes.
And that's if weather's good and,
Yes, sir.
we didn't have a winter last year, so who knows?
Yeah.
Well, we could actually extend that October the 15th till the 29th, because it's gonna be it'll be November the 5th before we have the next meeting to approve the bids, to accept the bid.
Would you, that's a good point. So you're saying we can basically just get a couple extra weeks?
Get a couple extra weeks in there, and we may actually, he gives a little bit more time for them to look at it, maybe we might get another bid or two out of it.
That makes sense.
Because you're looking at the 15th, and that'll still leave you 2 more full weeks. We could actually open it, say, the 30th, hang on, like the 31st, somewhere in that time frame. That'll be on a Wednesday. Meeting will fall the following Monday.
I think that's, 2 more weeks is, probably not, for me, it's not a problem. I don't know for anybody else.
I myself would rather we do it a little bit ahead of the meeting, where he can have time to check out the contractors that bid it. Well, we know when we have the meeting.
You need 1 or 2 weeks for that, so.
No, just a week ahead.
Yeah, probably we could split it down the middle and get instead of 2 weeks, just do a week. That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
That'll give to the 26th of October.
Or even the 29th, that gives us a week, don't it?
Mm-hmm, yes, it does.
Y'all tell me, and I'll make sure I get it,
Let's shoot for the 29th of October.
29th.
So we need a motion on to turn in the final drawings of the state.
Yes.
I think rural development.
Yeah.
Make a motion to turn in the plans to the state and approve the set timeline here.
You got a motion and a second, all in favor say aye. Aye. Well, you good to go. Okay, appreciate it, Seth.
He's actually building 2 of these safe rooms. New Johnsonville got awarded.
They got one too?
Mm-hmm. And he's doing both of them.
Good.
Do we need to be at the bid opening, or just?
You can, whoever wants to come to the bid open.
2:30 that day, the 21st?
What time we usually do them? We do them in the evenings,
Yeah, y'all can change it. I'm used to, I've got a client who does for 2:30, so that's kind of what I've got, but I can change that. If you want to do them in the evenings where people can get here.
2:30, 3 o'clock's fine with me.
Yeah,
That's
fine.
even if somebody works even a little later, 3:30. If it's
2:30, I can do it. 2:30 fine.
Where are you gonna do it?
well,
Where do we have?
can we actually do it at the city hall? Since it's not a public, I guess is it a public
Well,
meeting?
if we all
I mean,
go there, you can.
Bid opening, it's not really a public meeting right now.
so we can probably have it at the city hall.
I don't care about it.
As long as we give our media outlets notice of it, right? Don't even do that.
Then you'll bring them back to the meeting anyway. So
Yeah, the next week.
the board to accept or reject them,
Okay.
so it'll come up in a meeting later
Okay.
here anyway.
So we could use city hall to do, just to have a bid open.
Just open those in the office there.
Okay.
Whatever, just like, in a day's work.
Like
it'd
opening
just be
Christmas
part-
presents.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as people are present to see.
Right.
That they'll be allowed to be present to see.
So we could probably just meet back here in the boardroom and have the bid opening. Okay. That's where the bid opening will be, Seth, is at the city hall, at City Hall.
City Hall, okay. Make sure my documents say so.
Okay.
Jeff, I got a quick question before we get out of here.
Yes, sir.
You gonna place this in the local paper and other, like the Leaf Chronicle?
No.
I mean, how,
Yeah, what I would suggest.
I'll bring it up, but
What I was planning on doing is, yes, one in the local paper.
I don't know.
And then 2, also, I'm placing on these plans, there's plans rooms.
Okay.
They're like, used to be one called Dodge, and,
we'll just do away with
there's,
it.
I forget the other one, Builders Exchange, and you can put them on there, and I'm gonna tell you what, the contractors, they see that, and, you get a lot of calls
like, a
off
lot of
that.
state people, I guess.
Yeah,
are-
because I guess you post it, and it's like on the internet, and they'll send, I think they send out, different things to various
Yeah.
contractors, so you get a lot of traffic off
Okay.
that. That's what I had planned.
Good to know.
Anybody got anything else for Seth before we get cut out? If not, we'll move on to, the sheriff's department lease or agreement with us on our fire hall.
Me and Billy Sid talked about that in the last week, and we're all have had pretty hectic schedules, and the problem is getting me and Sid and Darrell all at the same place at the same time. We hoped we could get it done today, but the sheriff had something else going on, and I couldn't get a hold of him, but we will have something worked out by the next meeting, so we can move forward with this.
Okay.
It is actually drug out long enough. It's just, we're we're gonna have to make time to meet with Sid and get
Right.
everything ironed out.
Okay. Anybody got any questions on that? Not, we'll move on to the next, under old business, which I guess this is done come and gone, is abandoning the fireworks due to dry weather. That's,
Well, we was wanting to do that, though, wasn't we,
for future use.
future
but,
references, you know?
Uh,
I would hate to ban fireworks altogether.
yeah,
But is there some way that we can make a motion that maybe like you could have the authority to put a ban should the weather
A temporary-
be
a temporary-
temporary.
we discussed that. See it up?
You know, I looked through the, city code to see if there's anything about that, and, there's a section on that, a tab on there, but there's nothing in that part, you know, about fireworks at all. And I was a little bit surprised. I thought there'd be something in there, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not every year it gets as dry as it did this past year, but, I know some cities, and of course you know, some counties, some whole counties had a burn ban. And we didn't know how that would, if it even had any, if we did it even would have any pull behind it.
I looked through, some of the different things that they do in different cities, and, found one from the city of Dixon that you might wanna look at. It's got some things in here that might be a good basis of an ordinance like that, so that if you have, you know, if there's a statewide, burning ban, that, it would be illegal to shoot fireworks, and there's some other things about the time of day that you do, that you may wanna
Okay.
think about that. Well, I made you all copies of that.
Okay,
Pass those around,
yeah.
I'll hand those to Ms. Hill and pass those around. Now, there's one thing in this particular one that you all may not want to have that would affect, somebody, unintentionally, and that's the storing of fireworks. Do we not still have somebody that's...
Yeah, Joy still stores them up here.
So they don't allow that in the city of Dixon,
Okay.
so we'd have to change this
Change that.
ordinance to, you know, we wouldn't want to adopt this just like it is, so that's one of the things you all might want to leave out if you decide to...
Well, let me ask you something. Could we grandfather him in?
That's quite possible, yeah.
What about the sale of fireworks in the city?
There's nothing in there about it, neither.
There's nothing that says that there can't be?
There's actually a piece,
Yeah.
there's actually a piece of paper that they have to get signed from the state that's saying they have contacted the appropriate city, but all you have to do is just sign it and say that you allow the sale of fireworks within the corporate boundaries of Tennesseeridge. I know that's what, with Mitchum's, they called the city hall
Yeah.
and asked if we had anything. Me and Nancy looked through the ordinances and there was nothing in there about the sale of fireworks.
I particularly don't have a problem with that.
I
as
don't
long
either.
as, you know,
It's got a,
some folks having to drive to Erin to get them or wherever. But as long as it's open to everybody that wants to do that, you know, that anybody else that wants to do that.
he's got a paragraph in here on the conditions for the sale of fireworks. On certain, where it says tents meeting these codes are permitted.
And this one here?
Mm-hmm.
And if we could, you know, we ought to know a week out if it's been dry enough that we shouldn't have them, so if we just set some kind of deadline.
Well, if we could do, like, see, it was talking about if the state or the county does a ban, then we could do the same.
See, it's like, this year you had cities in certain counties banned, but other cities didn't.
Right.
So, I know in Henry County, Puryear banned theirs, but Paris didn't.
Didn't.
Well, if you adopt, something similar to what Dixon has, you could do that too.
Yeah.
Even if the state doesn't, because you know, it might be drier here.
Because, I mean,
Yeah.
this year, Erin's got more rain than we have, really.
Yeah.
You go down the hill, there's greener grass than there is up here this year. I mean, as far as rain goes. Now, that doesn't mean they're not dry too, but I think we're drier. And there's just certain places that are gonna get a little more rain from time to time than others in the same county.
Look over at the last page on that, and, that, 7-410 is what they have. I think that will allow you to, if there's a burning ban across the state, or a fireworks ban, then there would be one here.
Yeah.
But even if there was not one across the state had not done it, you could do it.
You could do it, yeah.
But it would take, you know, action of the board, and, you know, you can change this to allow the mayor to close it without the board having to close it if you wanted to do that.
Oh, yeah.
You don't like it, so you wouldn't have a special meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
Just close the topic.
Maybe 10 days out or something like that before, you know, or whatever.
You could take this, what I suggest you do is take this and look at it and see, there's some things in here that,
Could be
you
taken
might
out.
be able to use, and we could change this any way you all want to.
Okay.
You don't have to adopt the whole thing, you can adopt part of it,
Part
or
of
none of it, or whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, we can customize this.
Yeah, we could,
to suit your needs.
everybody can take them home, look over them, bring it next month and see if there's anything you want out or added to, and maybe we can come up with, something and let Sid, rewrite it, and that way we would definitely be covered if, the situation arises again in years down the road, we'll have something to.
It's a tough call. I don't want to tell anybody not to shoot
No.
fireworks, but at the same time, when it's been as dry as it has,
And some of them went as far as, I think Montgomery County went as far as you couldn't even, I don't think, light a grill. They had a fire, or any kind of a fire ban, so you couldn't even grill a hot dog if you wanted to.
Well, apparently we got pretty lucky, because if you look at your fire report, we did not end up with
No,
a fire
no.
call in July, and that was our driest month we've
Yeah.
had, so that was a good thing.
Yeah.
Tennesseeridge doesn't have anything. Like Cumberland City has that set up where they have the fireworks display. Now, we don't have anything
No.
set up like that.
No, ma'am.
Unorganized.
No,
So it would.
not yet, I mean.
This would pertain mostly to individuals that would.
Right.
Shoot fireworks.
So if everybody will just take it home and look at it, and we'll discuss it again next month. Anything else under old business? Dean's not here, I guess we hadn't heard anything out of
Well, we actually have.
our sewer.
Well, not the sewer, but you remember he called us and told us we was approved on those generators?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I read something on the HUD, wrote us a letter.
Yeah, they rejected us.
That's what I thought that's what it said.
They told us the only thing we could do with this was generators, and then
Then they rejected on that.
then they rejected on it. But Dean has been back in contact with him. We got to put some. Did you talk to Dean today about putting a report together on how many days?
Talk to Charlotte and somebody.
here, no. You'd think they'd be able to tell us no a whole lot quicker.
Quicker than that, but seems like anything we do that pertains to sewer is automatic no.
We were so close
Water's,
to the cutoff.
we've been lucky on water, but sewer is,
They think sewer is a losing proposition.
well, it pretty much is.
Most
And that's
towns
the
it
reason
In
it does not.
every city,
Yeah.
it is.
It does not affect as many people as what running water in the
Right,
rural
right.
areas do, and that's the reason why
Yeah.
they don't particularly. But we
Funded money.
wasn't far from getting funded last time, I'm
No.
telling you. And I didn't know that until Seth showed me the report. We was 2 under the line, and they base you on points that you rate on what your problems are. And we didn't, I think it took 200 to get funded, and we was at like 198.
Well, maybe we,
And that's the reason why we split the two pumps up
Right.
in two different jobs, because it won't make the end figure be as much. So we hope we can, it'll fall under and get enough points to where we can actually get funded on it.
Well, we won't give up hope till we get the letter.
That's right.
Anything else under old business? Sid, you got anything? No, we'll move on to new business, and the first thing on the agenda on that is rescheduling the September meeting due to the holidays. That must be falling on Labor Day.
It's always, first Monday in September is always.
Yep.
There's your calendar.
The next Monday would be the 10th. I know you're,
I couldn't make the second Monday, but, I mean, everybody else can, that's all. I can make the next day, Tuesday, but I don't know if that's easy for everybody else.
the 4th. It don't matter to me.
Like the second week of the month, I'm pretty busy, I think.
Ray? Nancy?
I'm here.
I think, yeah, Ann, she can just walk up here now, so.
Whether I win the lottery or not.
Oh, yeah. Woody, you got a problem with that? On Tuesday?
I'm good.
Ray? 4th sound good to everybody? Or,
Tuesday, 4th.
yeah.
Depending on how things go, I may or may not be able to be here that night, but I'm not.
Oh, that's your court day, ain't it?
Well, it's, actually a circuit court.
Yeah.
And, we've got a case to try on that day. It may take 2 days, and I don't know how long that'll take, how long it'll, go on, or
Yeah.
if it gets settled or what.
Right.
Anyway, I may be later, may not be able to get here that day. But,
If we staggered our start time, would it help you any? Say 7 o'clock?
It could, yeah, it could help me for later, but you all don't, there's not that much coming up. If I have anything, I can talk to Nancy or
Okay.
one of y'all about it beforehand, and,
Okay.
just wanted to alert you to that, but,
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that being your day.
And if the next Monday's good for everybody else, that's fine, I just know I won't be able to make it.
Mm-hmm.
I know, now Ray said Tuesday's bad days for him.
I can get out on Tuesdays now. Thursday's the only day I can't get away.
Well, if Tuesday the 4th suits everybody, like I said, I don't think we really got a lot, other the city hall, and we can discuss that in the firework ordinance. We'll discuss that, and I can get back to Sid on that, what people want to take out or add to.
Right, no
I
hurry on
can
that.
give him a call we can do that over the phone, or I can come by your office, either one on that.
Yeah.
And,
that'll work.
that suits you?
Suits me.
Okay.
Next time I shoot, it's gonna be Christmas and New Year's anyway, and I don't think it's gonna be too dry on the shooting.
Yeah. But I hear a motion to move the September meeting to the 4th.
Make a motion.
Okay. All in favor on the 4th, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anything else on the new business? Other than the election, and I myself included, everybody come back, glad to see everybody back. So,
You all will be sworn in the next meeting,
next meeting,
when the ordinance reads.
right. She takes effect in September. I don't have any actually voted at the Ridge. That's the only one I kept up with.
I don't know, I called Gay to see if I could get one, and she didn't really have the official thing yet, so.
Okay.
She asked me, would I wait till next month, I said, okay.
I was
She's
just
sworn in next month.
hoping since we moved everything,
Yeah.
that
Well, I thought I was kind of disappointed in the turnout myself at the Ridge. I voted at 5 o'clock, and I was number 95.
I know.
First time I voted it was about 3, and there wasn't a soul there but me.
Kim voted at 4:30 at the middle school, and I think she was number 75 or 76. But you had the heat that was in play there, that a lot of elderly people did not get out and brave the heat.
Yeah, over half of the votes were early votes for the whole election.
Is that right?
I early voted.
Everybody early voted?
See, I actually early voted about the second day, and I was like 115 or 120.
It was 700, between 700 and 800.
Early voted? Okay, well, that's good then. I don't guess you've heard a total count yet either then, on the total.
I asked about heater and not for heater. There was about 14, close to 1,500 that voted in the whole election.
Whole election? Okay. Well, that's better then.
What was that, the armory that were at 38?
Is that right?
There's 2 more than what the whole total was last.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the thing about it is, you actually
And we actually
got early voting in on that too.
right
so
in on that and
and it saved us money.
save money.
That's the biggest thing.
Right.
What was it?
I hadn't paid the first bill yet.
We really saved money.
Well, we
Last time it was
I
like,
paid 3 or 4 bills by the time election day.
At least
Well-
like $3,500, wasn't it? Or
almost
Last
4,000.
one was 4,200.
4,200, yeah.
42, 32, something like that.
I'd say, but so, anything else? Spencer, you got anything? No news from you is generally good news. Nothing's burnt down or. No, she assisted with the helicopter. Well, we don't have anything else. I hear a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
You got a motion? Second. All in favor say aye. We adjourned. Okay. You want still want to come by tomorrow
Ladies and
evening?
gentlemen,
Is it okay to say for landing pad?
Yeah.
Okay, you were right.
this is paperwork that the auditor wants to fill out. And we're gonna add them, every year.
Maybe
Oh, yeah.
pay it off
Wait
the
a minute, again.
like, or where we could
Do it
make
now.
that
Bradley.
the
We need an
designated
attorney
election
present.
district.
Yeah,
You
that'd
can, you can do it. Together or separate?
County and city.
2,500 approximately, between 23 and 2,500.
25. I get mixed up. I can't keep up with it in this committee. Okay, that's all right. They're spread over a tremendous territory. And everyone's just nosing us on my part. But, I mean, that's good. I'm glad you asked, but, you know, we've got some, I plugged a little money in there for some much needed other work too that we didn't have covered other places now. We did, I don't know if we told any of them, but, you know, we did get to go ahead to start our environmental work on $1 million grant this week.
I have not.
Which covers some other water system improvements, much needed, and that's all. That's roughly about $250 a customer plus the startup cost, which would involve the computer system, and the telemetry is already in the system itself. It's all included in that too, so it's all, it'll I had never heard anything mentioned about cost or how much of it would be paid by a grant.
I appreciate your answer. This is, but it's something that, actually, rural development, I'm not saying they asked us to do it, but they did not discourage the city from doing it because they felt it was a definite payback and would help the city in, it would help, it was a tool in assisting the city to get their water loss down.
And yeah, has other benefits besides
Yes,
just being a measures.
it does have a payback over, and not over a period of 30 years, but in a period of 8 to 10 years, we have a definite payback to it.
Payback time has gotten longer, hasn't it?
So,
Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you asking some very good questions. And I hope I halfway answered. It might be half sense.
Council, have any other questions, comments? And we're open for comments from the audience on this public hearing on this issue on the application for the rural development.
You said there's like $30,000 computer cost. Now, you have the collector systems, I guess, at each water tower that send the information back. Is that it? How much is that for one of those?
That's what they call an RTU, it's a sending unit, and those are, I think they usually run from $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000, and they are, if we don't have a tower, and the reason we put them on the tanks is so we don't have to build a tower for them. That's obviously why we use a water tank to work as a tower. It's a sending unit that we use tank or, has to have something to send back signal, and that's, we didn't usually put it on the tank, we had to have a tower out there somewhere. And that's why they had to do a study to see, Houston County is already known, it's got a lot of hills and valleys, and that's why they have to do the study. And that's why it's kind of hard to get an ideal pressure all over the county. You've got people from the high places that's complaining they don't have enough pressure, and then you go, we have to put in pressure reducing valves because it's too much. It's just up and down. So it's not an ideal situation. Perfectly for everybody, because all the hills and valleys, but we just have to work around that. That's what we have to do. We use a radio system, but it's still a lot less expensive than trying to use a telephone system, because once you get the radio system in there, then it's really not a lot of cost to that. The telephone system, you pay every month for it.
Any other questions or comments from the audience on this public hearing? Then we'll go on with the next portion of the public hearing, which are floor is open to comment on ordinances 579, 586. Let me go back. 579, that's digital zoning map. 586, the employee handbook. 587, adjustment policy. 588, meter replacement policy, and 589, water meter policy. We have already read all these, except we did pass a motion to, bypass the reading of the lawn personnel policy, but, the, public hearing is open for comments on any of these issues.
I could let you know, just for your information, the digital zoning map, it doesn't sound real familiar because it's been several months ago that we passed that on first reading. I was going through the ordinances and I didn't see where we had a public hearing and passed it on second reading, so just to be safe, I thought we'd bring it back up again.
Vice Mayor, we do need to make it, that everybody is aware that they have or see a copy of the policy that we're not reading as so choose.
Each employee will get a copy of this, right?
The employee handbook? Yes, ma'am. They actually will not only get a copy, but we will have to go through the entire policy with each employee. We'll probably just have an employee meeting on that. And then each employee, even when we hire a new employee, they will have to sign saying that they have received the policy and they have been instructed on contact.
Okay, yeah. Okay, make sure. We'll just go over these one more time individually. 579, digital zoning map. Any questions on that or comments? 586, employee handbook. Any comments or questions?
I have one question.
Okay.
As you know, I don't hear it very well. Lori, did you say that you would have to meet with every employee and go over the handbook? You
Yes.
can do that in a group, though?
Yes, sir. That's the intent.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Okay, that's all. I didn't hear that part. Thank you.
587, adjustment policy. 588, meter replacement policy. 589, water meter policy. No other questions or comments, we'll close the public hearing. You have, about 9 minutes before the, and if so, we'll have a motion.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Yes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Minutes are approved. The first item is communications from the mayor, and the first item is the update on water financing board, and you all should have received a copy of the letter that the financing board met to discuss the financially distressed situation in the city of Erin, and there are that the board is voted to endorse the actions of the city, and there's a list of the actions. The paper wants a copy. I won't go through reading the letter since they all have it, but basically the water financing board has approved of the actions we're taking. And then the second item is that the mayor has written the Department of or we have gotten a letter back from the Department of Environment and Conservation that we asked to have we had done a self-imposed moratorium on our sewer taps, and because of the work we've been doing, that has now been lifted, so the city of Erin can again allow sewer taps to occur. We actually got one yesterday. So those are two sort of water sewer issues that were communications. Update on the search for the backhoe. We actually have bids. You should have a list of the bids. Oh, Philip, yeah, do you want to discuss these?
Yes, ma'am, I can. We put a notice in the paper, back in July. It came out July the 17th in the Houston County Times for, the city would be seeking bids for a backhoe. And those bids were accepted and opened on July 27th at 2 p.m. And the bids were as such. The case backhoe, a 5 SN, was the bid came in at $88,387.83. The John Deere backhoe came in at $81,100. The Thompson Machinery Caterpillar backhoe came in at $102,988.13.
Do y'all have any questions?
Yeah, did they come by the city hall to pick up the bid sheets on those, Philip?
Those were just mailed in, from my understanding. Some of
Did
them
they
were
all
called.
have the same information to make
Yes,
a bid on?
yes, they had.
So there was a bid sheet?
Well, there was just that, what the notice in the paper asked for a four-wheel drive, extend the whole backhoe, 95 horsepower or better, four-way loader bucket, Wainwright hitch, enclosed cab with AC. That's what we have.
Four-wheel drive?
Yes, sir.
I guess I'm gonna make a comment here. But you all know Fred pretty well. That's my husband, if you all don't know. Has dealt with dozers and all that stuff. I asked him about it. He said John Deere makes good farm equipment. But the case is the backhoe better than Caterpillar. They have less trouble with it. I don't know. Might be something you want to think about. I see the case people are here. Do you all wish to, Mayor, would they?
Certainly open for comment. Discussion.
I got a question. Philip might be able to answer this. On the 580 on the case and the 310 on John Deere,
yes.
Is one of them bigger than the other?
The horsepower ratings on them all of them are real close.
How about your boom and your buffer?
From my understanding, they're all basically the same machine.
And the reason I asked him, we didn't get any literature on anything other than John Deere.
We did get a little, in the bid package, we did get a little bit of information on John Deere and some on Caterpillar. It was not a whole lot. I think the mayor talked with one or two of the salesmen, and he actually got some literature on the case backhoe. Like I said, we also got some on Caterpillar in the bid package.
Mr. Baggett?
Yes,
We can get some available right here if we allow him to hand it out.
all right.
What I was wondering if we're comparing apples to apples or oranges and apples.
Yeah.
Are we looking at the same thing? And you're only looking at $7,200 difference between the case and John Deere. Are both of them used or new?
New machine.
Both of them are new machine?
Mr. Bailey, what kind of motor does John Deere have?
John Deere.
And Case has what kind of motor?
It's a case motor. It's a case motor.
from the research we had done, though, the case outweighed the John Deere by about 3,500 pounds.
Pardon?
The case outweighed the John Deere machine by about 3,500 pounds. And were they bidding an SK or a SJ?
SJ.
SJ.
Yep.
Well, we have 55,000 in the budget, so we'd have to have a motion, if you all want to make a motion to approve, a purchase, with permission maybe to lease. The mayor has asked that maybe we can lease for 1 to 2 years, and still at the end of our budget year, we still have to, amend the budget because this lease, an idea of a lease would not be at the present time in our budget. So, that is his suggestion, but,
One more question. Philip, would it be feasible to repair the one that was at this construction?
I'm sure you can repair it. You know, I don't know what the repair cost would be.
Did you look to see what maybe the price of the repair cost would be?
Yes, we can. That's what we're
But
gonna do.
we haven't did that yet. What was wrong with it? Was it the transmission, gearbox, and that?
Yes.
How old is that?
Would y'all have any idea of what it would cost to do a gearbox and transmission replacement on a case back home?
We don't have a case, we have a caterpillar.
Caterpillar.
Yes.
They wouldn't know.
Probably.
What about a ballpark figure on it? You had to replace the whole thing.
If you had to replace the whole axle and transmission,
Right.
probably in the ballpark of $4,500 to $5,000 on the transmission itself, and in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 on the rear axle.
I don't think it's worth repairing.
What year?
That was the one that was 11-year-old, wasn't it? The one that's torn up, 11-year-old?
The newer one is the one that's tore all the
Yeah,
pins.
that's 11 years old, and the other one's 20-something.
I'd have to look and see. I can't remember exactly the year or model of the thing, but it's.
We have 2 backhoes,
Yes,
one of them's still operable.
yes. They're both still partially operable.
Melinda, you have a question?
I was just wondering how old it was.
Oh, okay. 11, yeah.
Did you want to know which one we were replacing? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay. And what exactly is it the mayor's going to do?
Well, with the wish of the council, which one of these, if you accept a low bid, that's, the John Deere is 81,100. He is, needing a motion, he is requesting a motion for approval to purchase with the option or permission to allow him to, lease for 1 to 2 years so that we can get this. We have 55,000 in the budget right now. So, the leasing would be approximately, 9,000 a month.
It's actually, two payments annually, roughly 9,000.
And his other is to lease at the lowest interest, because we haven't gotten bids on a loan from the local banks yet. That is a larger financing.
Now, does this count towards the total amount when if you do buy it, like lease to buy?
That would be a lease to purchase type of agreement. It's not.
Do you all have a lease purchase arrangement?
We don't have one figured out when we do that.
I still went to the mayor, as far as when we figured up, his payments, I don't have that with me.
The mayor has been sick. Did you get that?
Can we defer this until, you make a motion to defer this? If
So
we
we have-
defer it, we're gonna have to defer it to next month, and we're without a backhoe.
Are you
Well,
completely out?
dependable backhoe.
Well, you know, we hadn't heard nothing about this till tonight. We just knew that the backhoe was down, but we had no information whatsoever.
frankly, I'm not ready to make a decision.
We did ask for permission to bid it out,
Okay, and we gave you permission for that,
and this is the result of the bids that we.
and you want a decision tonight.
I guess if you don't want to get a decision, then we won't.
But there will be a motion. And it gets, or you can make a motion to defer it.
Is one backhoe operable, Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
How would you feel about us deferring it till next month, Mr. Baggett?
That's up to y'all.
You think we can live with that one?
I'm sure we can.
I make a motion to defer this next month.
There's a motion and a second to defer this issue till next month. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. That is question of.
What is these numbers out here, what does this mean?
What's this about?
It's a number like 580.
The model or whatever. There were no committees this past month, so we've gone down to any other, there's no, old business. This would be the group of ordinances. Do you wish to vote on them, individually? Or do you want to?
I want to ask something before we move on.
Okay.
What are these two fellows doing here?
They just representing case.
Huh?
They were
Do y'all want to speak to anybody, or?
Well, we were instructed by the mayor that tonight was the bid. We actually had our bid packet and our
Well,
bid submittal tonight.
The bid, the date was advertised as what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
27.
Yeah, it was 27th, so we have these bids on that date, and we can't accept another bid.
I
Unless we-
understand.
Do you have a better bid price than the 88,
Well,
87?
I don't know where the 88 came from. Our bid, or the number we had turned into about a month ago, was in the neighborhood of about 86. But that was
What is your bid now?
Well, we can't accept, legally can't accept
I
another bid.
understand.
What if we're
Unless you
going to?
advertise it all over again.
Not accepting it, we're just hearing it.
Okay, well,
Well, this would be for information
Well,
for next month. What is your bid
we had
now?
submitted a price to him when he was asking for just a roundabout price on the machine, for a National Joint Power Associated contract that they have with the state of Tennessee. And then he decided not to go with that state contract because they were gonna bid it, so we had to go through a government discount. And he had instructed Justin to bring a bid with him tonight. And if you want the amount of what we're gonna turn in, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I'd like to have it.
Okay. The
I
amount
was
that we were.
assuming these were all bids is what we had in here. It's, city of Erin sealed, backhoe sealed bids, that's what we had on here.
Well, whenever the mayor had contacted my older brother up in Paducah, he just asked us for some roundabout prices to bring down and show him the options that we had.
Right.
And I guess he
Yeah,
took
but-
that amount, because we never turned in a sealed bid,
Okay.
which is what I had here tonight to turn in.
What is your bid then?
My bid for the backhoe was $79,490.
It's how much?
Was $79,490 with a government discount.
Is that the same
That's.
580
Yes.
SM that we've got 88, 387?
Yeah.
excuse me, can you introduce yourself so we can get it?
I'm Andy McKeel from McKeel Equipment Company in Murray, Kentucky.
Andy?
Yes, ma'am. McKeel, McKeel.
Well, we can reject these bids and redo it,
Yes, you can.
right? But, attorney?
And then you'd have to
Well,
rebid the whole thing.
he asked a question earlier about what it would cost to get it repaired. And the only one that gave us a figure was the case guy.
Yeah, and that's just a
On
ballpark.
a piece of
I
equipment
cannot quote
that's
on
not
piece of
his.
equipment. That's right.
The Caterpillar man told us that they would have to take it in and run some tests on it to find out what the actual cost would be to do that. And we haven't, so had them to come pick that up and do that, Mr. Taylor.
Does Caterpillar not have a big service truck that works all over this area?
Yes, but they told us they would have to take the machine in and test it to find out.
And then tell you how much it's gonna cost?
Yes.
but we didn't let them do that.
No, sir.
Any reason particularly?
From my understanding, they gave them an estimated cost of what it could be, somewhere in the neighborhood of $9,000 to $10,000.
What would be the worst case scenario? I mean, how much if it was?
I
We're talking about $100,000, so it's 10 or 20,000.
And this equipment wears out. I mean, you know, you can patch it, you can fix it up, you know, and it may work fine for a while, and it may get the guys out here somewhere in the middle of the night on a weekend, and we may be out of water for 2 or 3 days.
What's cheaper for you, a new car or one that you're driving that's already paid for?
It depends on if you ask me or my wife, I guess.
Depends on if you're paying for it or not.
If I've got to work on her car, it's cheaper for her to have a new car.
Well, that's not fair.
We can do whatever you guys decide to do. I mean, you know, it really doesn't matter. We
I'm
can
back to these gentlemen, who turned in an 88,387 bill? Philip, is that what you've got?
Yes, ma'am.
Who did
That's
come from?
that's an option one, is what it says on here, and I wasn't here the day the bids were open. Were you here?
I was not.
Was it Angie was here?
And I know that the mayor,
Who signed the bid, Mr. Bates?
Nobody has signed the bid. It's just a bid. All I've got is this sheet right here. It's in the envelope. That's all I've got.
And it came in the mail?
I don't have it, Amos, I didn't
Would
get it.
you all take a look at that case bid and see what happened?
All the numbers we give to the mayor, we're just discussing back and forth.
Oh, you gave it to him over the phone?
Yes.
You gave him an 88,387 over the phone?
He had asked us for lease prices. He asked us, there was a National Joint Power Associates contract with the state of Tennessee. He asked us for a price on that. And then when we figured out we weren't gonna be able to use that, because he asked about leasing, then he said he didn't want to lease. He talked about trading in the other backhoe, then he said he didn't want to trade in the other backhoe. So I mean, we gave him a variety of numbers over the course of this.
But you didn't turn in a bid on the date that...
We never turned in a signed bid.
I believe what he has
Which is what he asked.
email.
Which is what he had asked us to bring tonight.
Where did that come from you all's office?
That was a lease that I gave to him, because he wanted to know about the lease options, and the price he was looking at was the price with the interest and everything, what the total lease would cost you would be $88,000 if you leased it for 1 year.
Did you assume that you were putting in a bid for us to purchase?
No.
You was instructed to bring the bids tonight, right?
Yes.
That's what I heard you say a while ago.
Well, that's why we had everything right here with the spec sheets.
Right.
Y'all be trading, or is it like trading one in?
Yeah, we came down to look at the newer of the 2 machines that he got as a trade-in, that he was wanting a value on at the time. So we looked at that machine, came down and assessed it about a month and a half ago.
And is that included in this price?
No, it isn't. But the $88,000 price would be if you were to lease the machine and purchase it, and that included all interest and everything.
I think this discredits the mayor without him being here to defend himself. So I think that this whole issue needs to either
We made a motion to defer it.
It's deferred, so, now so the whole issue is deferred to...
I would like to see it re-advertised and reject all these bids and re-advertise. Now, if they want to stay at $79,490, fine. If they want to raise it or if they want to lower it more. And only, attorney, answer a question. Can we, instead of advertising, say we rejected these bids and we would like, due to confusion, we rejected these bids, and would you like to rebid and only open it up to these 3 groups?
I don't think you would do that.
I think you have to re-advertise.
Guys, and open it up to everybody.
Okay. I make the motion that we advise the mayor not saying he had to do it, advise the mayor that we suggest that it be re-advertised and rebid.
Well, a suggestion is just that,
We need a motion.
you need a motion to
All right, I make
reject
a
these,
motion
to
that
reject
we advertise and rebid.
Are you rejecting?
Motion to reject the bid
Reject.
and re-advertise?
Reject all bids. This time, we're gonna put a time and a date.
We did that last time.
Well, but they didn't, that was a fact.
It was advertised.
No, I'm talking about the exact.
Machine in to see what
No,
they
No,
let.
we want a backhoe, we're not talking about a
When
lease
you ask them
purchase.
about the
Let's
old
discuss
machine,
lease purchase
he didn't
later.
give me
they want them, were they gonna
We're gonna
charge you
advertise
anything?
for.
He didn't give me a price on
That.
that. I can find all that out.
The
what it costs,
information,
carrying and everything.
just for your knowledge,
I
the
understand
information on the
what
lease
you're
purchase,
saying.
the mayor asked for that after the fact, just for information purposes. That was not part of the bid or anything like that.
So they got confused and sent a bid in on a lease purchase.
No, the mayor really needs to, he's the one that had the discussion. The mayor called, the only people that came to us was John Deere. He called Case, he called Thompson on many occasions, and possibly that's where the confusion was. I know Case was here and sat in his office with him, but he approached them to get as many bids as we could get at the best price we could get the equipment. What he got very well could have been emailed in. He was under the impression because they didn't turn anything else in by the deadline that was what they were submitting. So that's what he went by, is the impression that I'm under. But,
May I change my motion? I would like for us to reject these bids and the mayor work out how we should bid again.
And re-advertise.
Mayor work it out.
And once a bid sheet is given to them, it's the same bid sheet for all of them. And not discuss with the different ones how they're gonna do it.
that is how it was handled this time. But that is how we will handle it next time.
Well, there was confusion, so let's reject it. That's my motion.
I would
Reject
still
the
like to
bids.
find out how much it costs to get our backhoe fixed.
Okay, well, what about my motion, to reject
Yeah,
these
right
bids?
now,
Is that all right
we
with
have a
you?
motion.
You haven't had a second on it
Right.
yet.
I don't have a second.
So far, the motion is to reject the bids and re-advertise by Ms. Finley.
Okay, there is a motion on the floor to reject all the bids and re-advertise. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye. How many was that? Opposed? The motion carries.
And could you make a motion at this point, Mr. Tyler, to find the cost of repair?
You talking to me?
Yes, sir.
What'd you say?
Could you make a motion at this time to find out the cost of repair? So that could also be
Yeah,
part of this?
I'll make that motion. I think we should pursue, granted, it's 11 years old and equipment does wear out, but, we're not talking about a little red wagon. We're talking about a $100,000 piece of equipment. I think we should find out what it costs to get it fixed, and I'll put that in a form of motion.
I second it.
Motion and second to determine the cost of repair of the old backhoe. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. How we go on with old business? These ordinances, the group of 5 ordinances can either be done individually or as a group with a motion to pass. They've all been passed on first reading, so this will be a so how does council wish to do that?
I make a motion we pass all ordinances at once.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to pass ordinance 579, 586, 587, 588, and 589 on second reading, and this will be a roll call vote.
Could I get his second? It's hard for me.
Just do one.
TJ made that second. It's hard for me to tell if it's you or Alderman Taylor, I'm sorry. Okay. Motion to approve ordinance 579, 586, 587, 588, 589 on second reading. Alderman Bailey.
Yes.
Alderman Campbell.
Yes.
Alderman Dunn.
Yes.
Alderman Finley.
Yes.
Alderman Gooden.
Yes.
Alderman Wiegand.
Yes.
Alderman Mitchell.
Yes.
Alderman Taylor.
Yes.
Eight yes, motion carried, no opposed.
Any other old business? I'm not aware of any. Go on to new business with the fire report.
Chief Warren didn't know if he was going to be here in time tonight to give you a report, so he asked me if I could report the board tonight and present what's happened last month. We've answered 8 calls in the month of July. We had 2 reports of smoke. We had 1 possible structure fire, 3 gas leaks, and 1 public assist. I think some of you know, oh gosh, I just forgot his name. We rescued a dog out of a culvert that we did. It was a pretty iffy situation, but the police department requested our presence to be there that night, and it was a big success, so we were very happy. Let's get them out. We also had 1 EMS assist in Tennesseeridge. We assisted their department with an EMS call. We attended Erin Elementary School back-to-school bash last week. Huge success. We just brought the truck out and kind of made our presence known to the public, and also stressed Fire Prevention Week is going to be happening in October. Unfortunately, that week also falls on while they're in fall break, so I began the process of actually figuring out what dates would be good for us to come to the school and not educate just certain grades, but just do the entire school. I've already asked Mr. Bailey if I could have the week off, and with his approval, hopefully I'll be able to be there that whole week, be able to teach all K through 5 basics on fire safety. We had a firefighter go and complete some BLS, CPR, AED, and first aid instructor class. What we feel like this is going to benefit is we're going to have our firefighters be trained in advanced first aid, not just the basics, but the advanced. Not just giving CPR and wrapping up cuts and things of that nature. Just being able to go to an EMS call and actually have some training so we can help EMTs and paramedics on scene with anything basic that they need. And we're also going to make this class open to the public. We feel like this is going to be very beneficial to daycares as well as anybody that needs their CPR recert that doesn't want to go out of state or out of county. And take days off and work for that. We're actually requesting that we're going to charge $50 a person for this class and have this go into the fire department training budget. It's just simply, yeah, we're making money, but at the same time, people are getting some really good education at very minimal cost. Some of you know about a situation that occurred this last month. There was a rumor going around of one of our firefighters driving lights and sirens in a POV through an intersection, driving with just his lights and not a siren. This is completely false. This was not anybody on our department. It was on on the county department. But that situation has been handled. That firefighter has received disciplinary action. Both departments met, and we did have some words exchanged, but we resolved the issue with no conflict whatsoever, and we feel like this incident will not happen again in our district. If we have anything to say about it. Also, in other news for fundraising, we are actually selling Boston butts. If you're familiar with a Boston butt, these yield about 6 to 8 pounds of pork. Fire department's selling these tickets right now at $35 a piece, and you will be able to pick up your Boston butt on August 18th between the hours of 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. And if you would like to buy a ticket, please see anybody on the fire department, myself, or the chief, anything like that. And the last thing I have is Chief Warren would like to request a fire committee meeting
on August 29th, preferably around 11 a.m. if that would be possible. Board would be willing.
August 18th?
The August 18th is the day the Boston Butts pick up.
Okay.
August 29th is the day that he would like to have the fire committee meeting to discuss a matter within the building.
I'm sorry, what time can you pick up those? I'm back to food.
I'm sorry. Between the hours of 8 a.m. and 12 p.m.
I tell you, the last time.
It'll be at the fire hall.
Fire hall, is Chad doing this?
Yes, Chad and Clint
I got one of those that they're doing the fundraiser for Jesse Singleton, and man, we got free. And if they ran out, they sold out their tickets, there's only a certain number that can go on that smoker, so you get it now, or you don't get.
That's absolutely right.
There's
Yeah.
only 40 that can go on the
Go on, that's
smoker.
maximum,
And
they-
that's
those
why we're
tickets
trying to
are
go ahead and pre-sale. We're not waiting until that day because
No, you have to.
we can't do
It'll
it.
be
It
sold
wouldn't make
out, I'm gonna
sense.
tell you, it'll be sold out long before that.
And we have tickets tonight. Maybe we'd like to purchase any tonight. We have tickets to buy tonight.
Okay, very good. Police report? Oh, fire committee, I'm sorry. Yes, we can, that was August
August 29th,
the 29th, that's Wednesday at
11 a.m.
11.
That's the day the chief has to.
And I don't know who's on the fire committee, I don't remember. I have it in the office, I know the fire. I don't remember.
There's so many. You will visit it now. I will.
Okay, yeah, it's on the calendar, so, fire committee meeting, August 29th at 11. Very good. Police committee, police report.
Month of July, we answered a total of 174 calls, wrote 37 citations, 6 arrests. Those are broken down for you into 7 accidents. We also attended back to school bash. We went to Tennesseeridge. They called and requested that we bring our mobile command truck up for the kids, also patrol car. Went over fantastic, and they've actually, one of the teachers asked to bring it back just for the staff to check out and see. Also, Officer Herndon, the board approved the hire on last month, is in the middle of his first week up there. He reported Sunday, and we'll have it behind him on Thursday afternoon. So, talked to him a little bit ago. He's making it, but he's not real thrilled with it. He's doing well on that.
Very good. Any other questions? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Meeting is adjourned. I want one of those. I want one too. I just, right here. Okay.